Browns fans, have you ever felt that frustration when an important play depends on those first down chains? Well, it seems like the NFL has finally decided to put an end to that. But that's not the only big change that could impact the Browns next season. There's a lot going on behind the scenes, from the possible arrival of a new quarterback to the uncertain future of Myles Garrett. So, hold on tight, because today we're going to talk about everything that could change the course of our franchise in 2025. Before we start, leave a like because that really helps get this video to more Browns fans. And I want to see you in the comments. What do you think of the end of the chain measurement? Will it make the game fairer, or will it take away some of the excitement? Write below and let's debate. The NFL is shaking things up in a big way for the 2025 season, and Browns fans, you'll want to pay close attention to this. For the first time in the league's 105-year history, the iconic chain crew will take a back seat as first downs will now be determined electronically. That's right, no more controversial eye tests, no more measurements that seem off by an inch. The league tested this new system during the 2024 preseason but held off on full implementation, until now. An official will still spot the ball, but the determination of a first down will now rely on technology. The chain crew will remain on the sideline as a backup, but the days of dramatic first down measurements involving the old-school chains are coming to an end. This move has been met with mixed reactions. Some fans believe this is a much-needed modernization that removes human error from the game, while others argue that part of the NFL's charm is the drama that comes with a chain measurement. Browns fans, where do you stand on this? Do you trust the technology to be more accurate, or will you miss the old-school way of determining first downs? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Now, let's talk about something that could shape the future of the Cleveland Browns: the quarterback situation. The 2025 NFL Draft is just around the corner, and the Browns hold the second overall pick. That puts them in prime position to land one of the top QB prospects in the draft, either Miami's Cam Ward or Colorado's Shedeur Sanders. It all depends on what the Tennessee Titans decide to do with the number 1 pick. And guess what? Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski has made it crystal clear he's very high on Cam Ward. After meeting with a quarterback at the NFL Scouting Combine, Stefanski couldn't stop raving about Ward's intelligence, his understanding of defenses, and his unique journey through college football. Very, very impressed with Cam as well, Stefanski said. Just his career, where he's been, it's a unique path. Knows football really well. Was really impressed with his meeting in terms of his recall going back to his Washington State days and how he saw defense, how he progressed, how his processing worked. He kind of could talk through all that. I was very impressed with the young man. Ward's path to becoming a top prospect wasn't the traditional one. He started at Incarnate Word before transferring to Washington State, then finally making a name for himself at Miami. Despite bouncing around, Ward continued to prove his ability to read defenses, make plays, and develop his skill set. If the Titans go with Shedeur Sanders at number 1, could Ward be the future of the Browns? And if both quarterbacks are available, which one would you rather see in a Browns uniform? Let's hear it, Browns fans, Ward or Sanders? Speaking of big decisions, the Browns are making another major change, saying goodbye to the Greenbrier. For the past 2 years, Cleveland has held its training camp at the remote West Virginia resort, hoping the isolation would help the team focus and build chemistry. But after a disastrous 3-14 season in 2024, the Browns are taking a different approach. Stefanski confirmed that the team will not return to the Greenbrier for training camp this summer. Instead, they'll opt for a new strategy to shake things up. He did mention that the Browns will participate in joint practices with other teams, though he didn't specify which ones. Browns fans, do you think skipping the Greenbrier is the right call? Training camp chemistry is crucial, and this change signals a shift in how the Browns want to prepare for the season. Let us know what you think. And finally, let's talk about the elephant in the room: Myles Garrett. The Browns' superstar defensive end made headlines this offseason by publicly requesting a trade. After 8 seasons in Cleveland, Garrett appears to believe his best chance to win a Super Bowl lies elsewhere. But despite his trade request, the Browns are standing firm. Stefanski made it clear at the Scouting Combine that the team has no plans to trade Garrett. As you know, I think the world of Myles, Stefanski said. I understand the business of football and I understand these things happen from time to time. But I expect Myles on our team this year, next year, the year after that, and so on. He's a part of the present, he's a part of the future. It's no secret that Garrett's frustration is rooted in one thing: winning. And honestly, Who can blame him? The Browns have some talented pieces, but between Deshaun Watson's massive contract, a roster that still needs work, and a team that just finished 3-14, it's easy to see why he's looking for a fresh start. That said, the Browns aren't letting him go, at least for now. So, Browns fans, let's talk about it. Should the team grant Garrett's trade request and try to rebuild? Or should they hold on to their best defensive player and keep pushing forward? If you were in charge, what would you do? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Everyone knows Cleveland needs a quarterback in 2025. But here's the underrated issue that isn't getting enough attention. Who's going to protect him? While the focus at the NFL Combine has been on quarterbacks, General Manager Andrew Berry made it clear that bolstering the offensive line is just as important. It's probably a room that we'll continue to add to, Berry said this week. But those guys are good players and certainly we want them. So, what's the current state of the Browns' offensive line? Starting left tackle Jedrick Wills Jr. is about to hit the free agent market, and a return to Cleveland seems unlikely. If he does stay, it'll likely be in a backup role. That means DeJuan Jones is set to take over at left tackle. Jones' talent is undeniable, but durability has been a concern. He's ended both of his NFL seasons on the injured list, first with a torn MCL in 2023 and then with a broken fibula in 2024. The Browns need to ensure he stays healthy. What we do want to focus on is making sure that DeJuan can end the season healthy, Berry said. Because durability, it is a huge part of it, and we're a better team when he's on the field and he's healthy. Jones' performances when healthy have been solid. In 3 starts at left tackle last season, he didn't allow a single sack and gave up just 6 pressures, according to Pro Football Focus. Meanwhile, center Ethan Posick, right tackle Jack Conklin, and right guard Wyatt Teller are all returning for 2025. However, none of them have guaranteed money left on their contracts. Left guard Joel Bitonio, the longest-tenured member of the Browns, is in the same situation, but there's a chance he could retire before next season. Berry said the team is prepared for either scenario. With most of the starting group on the last year of their deals, does Berry worry about long-term stability? I'd say we have a lot of veterans, accomplished veterans in that group that we like a lot, Berry said. Number 2, the good thing is that we do have them under contract, guarantees or not. And then number 3, the trenches. It's a huge priority for us. So we have a good group of veterans. We have some young guys that we like. That's true, but let's not forget what happened last season. At this time last year, Berry was confident about having 3 starting caliber tackles. Then, injuries hit hard. Jack Conklin missed most of the season. Wills and Jones both struggled to return from MCL injuries. By the time the season ended, the Browns' O-line was a mess. Berry himself acknowledged that things went the wrong way for us last year when it came to injuries. He also admitted that predicting recovery timelines can be tricky. As I think back to this year when we've had guys who have had major surgeries or injuries, the timelines really can be variable until you get a little bit further on, Berry said last month. That's why Browns fans can expect the front office to make sure there's depth at the position heading into 2025. The last thing they want is to be scrambling for linemen mid-season again. So what do you think, Browns fans? Should Cleveland go all in on offensive line depth? Who would you like to see the team add in free agency or the draft? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more Browns updates. Go Browns!